Today is a celebration of 200 followers on my stream, as I already mentioned. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be reading a lot of Garfield comics. I'm not promising 200 because promising 200 Garfield comics means that I'm reading like a comic in about a minute for the 4 hours that I'm streaming, and I doubt that I'm going to be able to do that. Especially since, in order to break things up, I'm also going to be playing Stream Raiders. Which, if you don't know what Stream Raiders is, it's a website you can go on. You're gonna let's hide that for now. It's a website you can go on, where you can play along with streamers. I'm gonna get you a link right here. Boop. You can play along with streamers, put units down, that kind of stuff, in order to play and join in on their missions and that kind of stuff. So I shouldn't say I've never tried it before. I have tried it before. I've played several times with a couple of streamers. But this is the first time I've tried being a captain. So that is where things are going to be interesting. Speaking of which, I should probably bring up the game here, and we can see it right here. So, it starts with this big, old map here. What I should do, I should also have Pretzel, playing in a moment. I'll set that up in just a bit. So, you can see we have this map here. We've got missions to try. There's different ones. This one has a 1 skull token. So if I can start there, I'll probably start there. Starting with 3 skulls seems very hard. There's also quests that you do every day. Let's see. Place 5 units. That'll be pretty easy. Earn 10 assists from buffing. Well, I can probably do that. Weekly duels, place 3 captain. That'll be pretty easy. In duels, I don't know what duels are. But anyways, let's go to the campaign and let's start off. Can I start off with this? So this is easy. An ominous clearing where the corrupting plant's influence is strongest. A good chance of common scrolls or 3 or more gold drops. So let's go ahead and start that battle. Here we go. Yeah, and we have the Streamlabs, not the Streamlabs bot, but the, what's it called? The Stream Captain bot helping out in the chat, telling people what to do. Cursed clearing. Alright, is there just that one down there? I don't have much in terms of, what's it called? Of captain unit, so I'm just gonna put here. Yeah, oh, well, I got to place 3 tanks. So, ideally, battle planning. Yeah, ideally, we want to stick close, so let's say people go around there. Alright, so if you want to join in, you can place your units on the map, ideally somewhere vibing around there, and then we'll try to take on whatever this thing is, and you get rewards if you are, if we win. You get rewards if we don't win as well, but it's just not as good. Alright. Let's get back over to the Garfield screen. Doop. And bring that up. And as you can see, there's a countdown timer telling people how long we have until the next raid, until the next mission is done. So that's pretty good. Garfield, just in time indeed, Ellie. And if you want to join in on Stream Raiders, there is the stream captain that you can join in, follow the link, and place down units. It's pretty good. I'm also going to put some music on. Let's get some stations going. Let's see. I want something that has a lot of Meditation, no. The lounge. The lounge seems pretty good. All right. Let's... there we are. Gonna lower my monitor volume just because it was pretty loud. But yes, let's go ahead and get started. Enough of the preamble. Let's go ahead and get in with the Garfield comics. Just as a heads up, I have lowered both the price and the time for Garfield Comics. It only costs 200 banana pizza points now, and can be redeemed every 5 minutes. So we can hop around a lot to a lot of different points. Today I'm starting with July 25th, 1993, just because that is 30 years ago. So... we have Garfield. It's a Sunday comic. We have Garfield in a chair. He's sighing. This is pretty reminiscent of how I felt today. Just trying to relax. I just can't seem to get comfortable. Indeed, like I said, mood for today. Haven't been able to really get comfortable and sleepy. That kind of stuff. And so he goes and he gets John... and he does what a cat does, and falls asleep on his lap. This is a very wholesome, probably the most wholesome Garfield comic that you're likely to see. Yeah, it's just cute. This is just a pet owner. This is just a pet owner making a comic about pet owner things that he likes and that kind of stuff, giving Garfield a bit of a softer side rather than, you know, the sarcastic edge that he's known for and that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, that's our first comic down. I was going to keep a tally of these. Hold on. Yeah, you can, no one's done it yet, you can redeem it, if you want. That's our first Garf of the day. Let's go on to the next one. We have Odie, who has a helmet and a rope tied around his waist. He's being pushed off by Garfield, and he just crashes to the ground. And Garfield says, "Darn, seem I've miscalculated the bungee cord." Yeah. And it's Garfield being a little scamp, figuring out a way to trick Odie into getting hurt. Not really much to this. It's a very passable Garfield. Passable Garfield comic. Not gold, but it's not nothing. There is a setup. There is a punchline. I like how Garfield looks disappointed in the second panel. It is bizarre because he should be aware of what was about to happen, but somehow he looks surprised. And then in the third panel, doesn't look surprised anymore. It's more the expression I would have expected him to have. All right, let's keep going. Yawn. I'm struggling to stay awake. Just big mood. Once again, a big mood from the Garfield comic. And Garfield, why would anyone do that? Okay, this is definitely like classic Garfield. Sorry for the coughing. This is classic Garfield. Just him being a smart aleck about how good it feels to sleep and how all he'd want to do is sleep. Yeah, truly a classic. Why would anyone want to struggle to stay awake? Just give in and fall asleep. Exactly. There's not really much to say about that. So, let's move on. What? All my socks have holes in them. This sounds like a job for the Masked Avengers. Ah. So, pretty simply, this is a question asked and answered. There's definitely this category of Garfield Comics of Garfield just being a weirdo and doing random things and John's reaction to that. And this is one of them. I do have to wonder, how big are John's feet? Because we're looking at two pets that are comfortably putting socks on their heads to wear as masks. And they don't seem upset by it or anything like that. So, is it just that John has really big feet, or... Because I know real-world animals. Yeah, you can probably fit their head in a sock, but I don't think they'd be exactly comfortable, nor would they like that. Flexible socks, that might be true too. It might explain why the holes seem to be in wildly different positions than what is on their head there. So, yeah. All right. We're moving on. Already we're on our 5th comic. Let's see. For tonight, we'll have leftover roast beef. Already ate it. Mashed potatoes. Already ate them. And green beans. Smelled funny, so I gave them to Odie. So, classic rule of comedy. You set up a pattern and then you break it. You only need 2 to set up a pattern. So in this case, the pattern is Garfield ate it, Garfield ate it, and you're expecting Garfield ate it again. But this time it's, no, he gave it to Odie. Because could have made him sick. And he'd rather Odie be sick than himself. I'm kind of over-explaining the joke, but this does just represent an understanding of comedy. Of setup and then subversion of expectations. Like you're thinking that it's gonna go one way and then it doesn't. All right, we have a redemption from Allie already. The first one, December 1st, 1996. So let's go over to that. December 1996. Hopping a few years away and going to December 1st. Whoa! Okay, gotta change the layout here. There we are. Alright, we have Garfield. The header is drawn fully. Odie and Normal attempting to replace Garfield in a Garfield costume. This one's just kind of cute. I'm already seeing it. So we have Garfield walking. Then he sees a massive snowflake, really more of a snowball fall, and it lands on the ground in front of him. Then a bigger one falls in the same spot. And then a smaller one falls again in the same spot, completing a little snowman. And then, from the sky, a top hat appears. And Garfield just isn't impressed by that. He's just, yeah, okay. He was very amused by the fact that a snowman could occur naturally. But when it came with the hat, that's a bridge too far for Garfield. You can't be putting on a hat like that. Maybe it's like the expression a hat on a hat, but this is a hat on a snowman. is just a step too far. Reminder, everyone, that I am going to be playing Stream Raiders, so if you'd like to add your units to the Stream Raider screen, you can add a unit every 5 minutes. If you have the audio put on, then you will get an alert every 5 minutes when that gets added. So, we're taking on a level 1 here. I'm going to try to keep it easy since it's my first stream doing it. Hello, Element. Thank you for enjoy that pizza. I'm also going to take this time to remember to hydrate. I am saying a lot more words than usual. So, yeah. I'm going to paste the link to Stream Raiders. If you would like to join, you can go ahead and pick me as captain. We have about 16 minutes. Sup, Leo? Nothing much, just celebrating my 200 followers by reading some Garfield Comics and playing some Stream Raiders. Alright, let's go to the next comic. Yawn. 2, 3. Yawn. The Garfield workout. Yeah. Standard Garfield is lazy. Thank you very much for the congratulations, Element. Hey, you're part of making that happen. I'm pretty sure you follow me. Pretty sure. I'd be surprised if you're not following me. But yeah, so Garfield comic, we have Garfield yawning, and it's the Garfield workout. Because Garfield only cares for eating and sleeping. Again, this is one of those classic Garf scenarios. You'd maybe see this posted on, like, someone's Facebook wall of, like, I hate Mondays too. That kind of stuff. This is my kind of workout. Alright. And I do admit I yawn a lot, so. Although I haven't been yawning much this stream. Although now I'm seeing Garfield do it. It might happen. Alright. Next comic. Remember the good old days when we used to do this, Odie? Boot. Crash. What have you been up to? Reminiscing. Don't know how I feel about this one. Don't know how I feel about this one. Cause the joke is all in the first panel is the thing. The joke is in the first panel where he says, remember the good old days when we used to do this, but the joke is he is still doing it. And so the other two panels are just superfluous. Like listening for the crash and him saying he's reminiscing when it's something that's currently going on. Just kind of does more to explain the joke and, you know, tries to provide a punchline to something that is currently happening. Yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next one. That smile isn't fooling anyone. That one either. Rats. Okay, this one's pretty good. Yeah, that smile isn't fooling anyone. That's just like a really good comeback answer to a common saying and stuff like that, so. A+ on this one. I think this is a good comic. It gets the sarcastic, the little sarcastic, smart aleck attitude that we all know Garfield before, and we all love him and that kind of stuff. So, A+ on this one. I think it's pretty good. I have nothing else to say about it. I would have probably just pushed the expressions on John a bit further to make him look really upset or angry at Garfield or really disbelieving. He just looks bored. But, alright, let's move on. December 5th, this will be the 10th comic we read. Garfield, you ate the whole box of donuts. Yet you seem depressed. Could it be guilt? They were my friends. So, yeah, the good setup there. Could it be guilt, he says. And it is guilt, but just not in the way that John was thinking. They were my friends. Garfield is friends with food. Now we've seen in the comics random things be able to think and communicate and that kind of stuff. So maybe it is possible that they were talking to him. Who knows? Maybe they weren't. Maybe he's just being a smartass, as Garfield is wont to do. So that's our 10th comic of today. Let's go ahead. I've been placing all the units in Stream Raiders, so, well, other people should be getting on there. Come on, folks. Once again, if you want to join in Stream Raiders, we have a raid going on in about 11 minutes. So go ahead and place your units on the field to get the rewards from it. It's just a one skull mission, so it should be pretty easy. Yeah, you can place every 5 minutes. And there's like little missions and stuff like that you can do to increase your units overall. The more you play, the stronger you get. It's just like it's a lot like an idle RPG in a lot of ways. We'll see a better example of how it goes in about 10 minutes, so in the meantime, let's read some more Garfields. Coffee Garfield. It schloops up from the teapot. It's a little strong. It's winking at me. So, immediately, I'm thinking this is Venom. I'm thinking this might actually be the Venom symbiote inside a coffee pot attempting to claim Garfield. Garfield's pose doesn't change too much. His eyes get wider from the first to second panel, but then he doesn't change much, and John doesn't change at all, and he's just in the background. And the only thing that changes really is like the coffee symbiote there, so not a whole lot of movement, but it's just a silly happenstance. It's a silly comic. You know, strong coffee, it's playing on that. I'm sure there's hundreds of variations of this joke that are done all throughout not only Garfield history, but comedy history at all. You hear like strong coffee, and you can easily make a visual joke where the coffee's like lifting a dumbbell or dissolves the spoon that you put in, or like breaks out of the cup or something like that. It's pretty easy to come up with those kinds of jokes. So nothing new, but it's a silly thing. I'm sure that people didn't hate it when they read this comic there. So let's go ahead and read the next comic. What are you so happy about? I was being sarcastic. This is happy. You know, I don't really like this one because we've seen Garfield happy. Like, not just a few issues ago, we can see him smiling. He knows what happy looks like. And here we see, like, a genuine smile and stuff like that. But then we come to this one, where he seems to imply that he doesn't have a happy face, that's just his grumpy face. And, like, that's just factually incorrect. So, come on, man. Get with the... That's just lying to us. That's not his happy face. And I know, like, we got started. Maybe the implication is that John was being sarcastic, so Garfield is being sarcastic back. This is happy. But there's nothing to imply that in this comic. Alright. Let's move on. This one, honestly, not liking it. Good to move on. Oh, we got another Sunday comic. The header, Garfield with lots of lights and baubles and things like that. And we scroll down, we see him. Let's see now. The perfect spot. He's looking around. Aha! He places it. And John's there. This could take a while. Yeah, that's good. It's a good visual gag. You know, it plays on your expectations that you think he's putting all that effort because space is hard to find. But really, the implication is that he's a perfectionist, and it is going to take a very long time. That much thought for the first ornament is funny. Yep, exactly. That's essentially the joke, and you know, the implication that he's gonna do that for all of those baubles, all of those ornaments. Ho ho! That will take a long time. And John's just looking utterly exasperated next to his chimney, which I think he only has the chimney ever when it's around Christmas time. Oh. Also, it's pretty nice that we're reading these December comics when it's like a heat wave outside. Does kind of lighten the mood. We have less than 5 minutes left for Stream Raiders, so go ahead and place your units. You probably will have your chance to place the last unit soon. In the meantime, let's read at least one more Garf. It's the holiday season! I just love this time of year. It makes me feel greedy all over. Just Garfield being unabashedly selfish. It's kind of nice, you know? It's a bit of its charm. He's saying greedy as if it's a good thing to feel. And most people would say it is not, but yeah. Alright, I don't know what else to say about this. Oh. I think I may have screwed up my placement here. Let's go to the next one and see if it fixes. Yeah, it didn't fix it. Okay, sorry. I gotta fix my layout. Whoops. Okay, so we gotta see a bit more there. There we go. And then a bit less of the bottom. Nom, 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 nom. Hello, Uyashinsky. Thank you for the visit. Get some pizza and some water. Let's go ahead and have a drink of that. All right. Hello, how are you doing today? All right. We're going to read this, Garf. I wonder who first came up with the idea for candy canes. Probably a gimpy old elf. So the implication that in between going to the pool and going back to the pool, thought I'd see who's live. I am live and celebrating 200 followers. Also, is this centered to screen? Just... Okay, yeah, that's centered. Okay. So, yeah, the implication of this comic is that Garfield believes in elves. So, he thinks elves are real. Which, I mean, Garfield comic universe, they might be. They might be. I haven't seen any proof that they aren't. So we might see some actual elves show up. There's nothing really to say much about this. Not a bad Garf, but not a great one either. Alright, we have less than a minute before Stream Raiders begins. Yes, that is the Discord link. So if you want to join my Discord and know when I'm doing community events like doing Stream Raiders, you can go ahead and join up. And I will announce it. You'll get tags, you'll get all that kind of stuff when I'm going live. I'm just kind of waiting out the clock. Let's go right over to the screen. The Stream Raider screen. Oh. And we can see here. Alright, I have no units to place on. But thank you very much. This is me _gaming and Trust to Pity for helping out and placing units. Let's go ahead and start the battle. Alright. We don't have much on the field there. There is a plant. Well, that was fast. That was fast. Blake just blew it up. Alright. Hype in chat. Alright, let's open that chest. Pick winner. I mean, that's gotta go to Blake. Confirm selection. We're gonna grant rewards. And back to map. Viewers get 3 coins each. Captain gets 15 coins. Alright. My boy, my bouncing, bombing boy. What has happened to you? Alright. I'm gonna collect these. Can I collect this? Yeah, go away. Battle Pass reward, can't collect that. Alright. So we have another 1 skull or a mystery round. And I think I'm going to keep it easy because I don't know how many people are going to be able to join today. So let's start battle on that one. And, alright. Not really much to do here. I'm just going to place a warrior front and center. And we should probably stick to the front line. I'm putting battle mapping out because there are some things that help there. Oh, and Ali has joined in. Thank you very much, Ali. Remember, you can place units every 5 minutes. The more units there are, the easier that it's going to be to win. Well, let's get back to some Garfs. As you can see, we have 29 minutes before the next mission, so we can read a lot of Garfs in that time. Merry Christmas. Love, John, Odie, and Garfield. Merry Christmas. Love, John, Garfield, and Odie. So we know a few things from this. First off, Garfield can read. And he's also... I mean, we already knew he was egotistical, but he really cares about specifically getting first billing above Odie. He's willing to give John, the auteur of the letter, the higher placement. He can still put John, love John, but Garfield must come before Odie. I was kind of expecting him to have to write, like, Garfield, the best cat in the world, or something like that. Like, have to build up Garfield more than just love Garfield, or have him be like, love John and Odie, and Garfield feels very neutral, or something like that. Alright, next comic. Garfield has some mistletoe. Which, did you know that mistletoe is not actually red? It is holly that is red. Mistletoe is white. And we see him bam, 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 nailing it up. And of course, he's nailing it up in front of a mirror. So he can smooch his very own reflection. So Garfield is so narcissistic, he is literally setting up scenarios where he gets to kiss himself. I'm also curious about where that mirror came from, because that is a Garfield height mirror that was just randomly there in a hallway. And also, I'm wondering how John is going to react when he sees that. If it were up to me, the next comic would be John reacting to this. But it is not up to me. Let's see what the next comic is. Odie is very excited about seeing his name on a present. We get an Odie-focused comic here. It then looks like he's unwrapping the present on December 13th, so well before the holidays. But then he goes bouncing off with his name on his tail, just indicating that he is in fact Odie. He was not interested in the present at all. He was just interested in his name. Yeah, he wants to be... I guess he's wearing it like a name tag. That makes me realize that Garfield and Odie don't have collars on them. So is John being neglectful by not including a collar on them? I don't think it would have been that hard to include. Would it? Like, from a artistic standpoint, I mean, like, just including a quick thing. Even though Odie is technically not John's dog, he's supposed to be Lyman's dog. Alright, let's go over to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6! Yes, 6! Got another one! Daily present count. This is kind of a relatable comic, isn't it? Because I definitely know wouldn't wear a collar in my mind, but it surprises me that Odie doesn't. True enough. This feels like a relatable comic because there's definitely some kids out there that, like, check the tree every day to see if there's another present that's marked under for them or something like that. So, yeah, this feels very much in line with, like, relatable humor. Oh, yeah, there's nothing more to say about that. Alright, we have another Sunday comic. So, after this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a random day in the 80s. Because I don't want to just do all of them in a series. I want to jump around a lot. Or if someone wants to redeem the Rita Garfield and pick a new date, you can do that too. Garfield, written as a candy cane. Garfield says, I love Christmas carolers. The beautiful songs, the lovely harmony. Hey Frank, you're flat! Me? I'm not flat, you are! Oh yeah? Shut up, you two! I'll settle this. You're both flat! Punch, front, sock, boof, whack, swat, slap, 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 poke, sock. 'Tis the season. Oh, I should scroll so you actually see that. So the joke here is he says that he loves the harmonies and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, they're not being harmonious, as it were. Alright, so we've spent 2 weeks in December of 96. Let's go back a bit. Let's go to 86. Let's go 10 years back, but let's pick an April thing. Let's go April 22nd. No real reason. Let's just go with that. Let's bring up a new thing. And I have to edit this screen too because I closed an ad that made this completely change. Okay, so let's crop less off the top. And more off the bottom. Yo, Nixel! Thank you for that subscription at Tier 1. You've been subscribed for 33 months. That is, I will say, a lot of months. Thank you very much for that. And yes, happy 200 followers indeed. It's been a while that I was like just below the 200 threshold. Wait, when did I fall a whole minute behind? Really, a whole minute behind? Oof. Sorry about that, bud. I don't know what to tell you about that one. Are you on mobile? Because I know you watch a lot while biking and stuff like that. Anyways, let's read this Garfield comic. My life is boring. Have you heard the old saying, all dressed up and no place to go? I'm naked and no place to go. Yeah? Okay, once this message pops up on stream, I'm refreshing BRB. Okay. So, yeah, not much to this. Garfield takes an old adage and makes a snarky response to it. He is so round in this one. Like, I know we're used to the modern age where his head and his belly are almost the same size, but this one, like, it makes his head look really small, doesn't it? Also, like, this isn't when he had actual legs to stand on. They were still trying to make his feet cat-like. Susie, no, I do not. That's fair. Alright. That's another Garfield comic. Red. I do not look at my phone while biking. Anyways, back. You listen to it while biking, don't you? I feel like I have a piece of metal stuck in my hand. Sorry, it's really bugging me right now. I may have to get tweezers or something. I do voice chats or music, yeah, but do not watch anything. That's fair. Alright, next one. Responsible bike driving. I can appreciate that, Nixel. I gotta do something to spice up my life. I'll know. I'll take my afternoon nap in the morning and my morning nap in the afternoon. Garfield, you mad, impetuous boy, you. I mean, that's just, you mad, impetuous boy? What does impetuous even mean? Hold on, let's search that up. Impetuous. Acting done quick. Oh, so impulsive. Yeah, impulsive rash. Okay. I suppose I could have figured that out from context clues and stuff like that. Reminder, folks, we have Stream Raiders going on. You're allowed to put a unit every 5 minutes. Last round, we kind of won very easily, thanks to Blake just blowing up the one enemy that was on screen. And anyways, let's go next to the next Garfield comic. Life is like a Ferrari. It goes too fast. Well, that's okay, because you can't afford it anyways. Oh my god! I think I found the most still relatable Garfield comic. This came out April 24th, 1986, and ooh boy, does it still hit home. Does it still hit home? Whoop, accidentally scrolled. This one I'm copying and I'm making a note here to share this later on because oof. Still relatable, still good. Still just like, yeah. Although nowadays, if you go online, it's no longer about the Ferraris, it's about the Lambos. You need that Lamborghini. If this were updated, if this were redone, it would probably be a Lamborghini. All right. Oh. This music kind of sounds familiar. Sorry. Oh, Skyline? Okay. I thought maybe it was from a video game or something. Maybe I just heard it before on someone's stream. Once again, all music, as you can see, provided by Pretzel. Good service for streamers. Next comic. I shall now meditate in order to enrich my life. There is nothing like meditation to get in touch with oneself. Self, if you don't get out of this stupid position in about 3 seconds, your kneecaps are going to fall off. Though, funny. It's one of those, like, I want to live healthier situations, but my body doesn't let me. His feet are fully upside down, though. This is also weird because we see Garfield fully standing on 2 feet, but 2 comics ago... Oh, no, wait. Yeah. Just 3 comics ago, we see him needing to kind of sit instead. And then immediately he can stand on 2 feet like modern Garf does. So, an interesting transitional period between Garfield's legs. As for the comic itself, yeah. Not really much to say about it. Let's move on. Life is like a bird bath. It's made of concrete, filled with water, and birds like to splash in it. Boy, that was dumb. Life isn't like a bird bath. Life is like a sock monkey. This is kind of funny in the anti-humor kind of way. It's like, yeah, it's funny based on it not being funny. Or it's based on, like, the type humor, you know? It also feels like it might have been the first draft of that Ferrari strip we saw a few issues ago. So, nope, not that one. Yeah, this one here. So, life is like a Ferrari, it goes too fast. And then, later on, 2 issues later, we have life is like a bird bath. So, maybe there were multiple drafts of life is like. And they decided to, you know, use all the pieces, all the discarded bits, and that kind of stuff. Alright, next one. Garfield. Behind every Sunday is a Monday. John had better wake up on time this morning. If he oversleeps, he's going to regret it. In fact, I kind of hope he oversleeps. We'll have some fun. I'm awake! I'm awake! Party pooper. So Garfield wanted to punish John for sleeping in. But because he doesn't sleep in, John avoids the punishment. See, this, I feel like they kind of just went about it all wrong. I feel like throughout the whole thing, Garfield should have been talking about how he really doesn't want John to sleep in. He really doesn't want John to sleep in. And then at the end, he could have been like, I was hoping you'd sleep in. So, I feel like there's a good premise behind the joke, but it's just not fully realized. Alright, next comic. Hey, Odie, give me a push. A big push. Let's make that a medium push. Medium big push. I don't know why Garfield trusted Odie in this scene to begin with. Because he knows Odie isn't the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. So it's weird that he was like, oh yeah, no, Odie will know exactly what to do in this situation. So yeah, pushing him off. But I don't see how the phrase, let's make that a medium big push, does much to alleviate the situation. That was our 25th comic read, according to my tally. Which, yeah, means we're already a quarter way to 100 after the first hour. And this is why I don't think I'm getting to 200 today. Because I should be doing one every minute, and instead I'm basically doing one every 2 minutes. Speaking of timing, don't forget you can place a unit every 5 minutes in Stream Raiders. We're doing that today. So it's a passive game. You don't have to pay attention to it. Just every 5 minutes, plop a unit. You'll get an alert when something happens, when you're able to. Alright, and in the meantime, you get to enjoy some Garfield comics. Oh, hey, we're doing another swing set joke. Get ready to go into orbit, Odie. Let me know when you get back. So, yep. This is just one of those moments before impending doom. Happens. Or it's like a karma moment because Garfield was obviously trying to do this to scare Odie, which you can see by his little terrified face. And I do like that they don't overly explain the joke or anything like that. That we don't see Garfield getting hit. It's just the implication that he's about to get what's coming to him. That kind of stuff. So that's pretty good. But I feel like the last line of "let me know when you get back" is a little overdone. But all around, yeah, not bad. Alright, next one. Look, Odie, no feet. Look, Odie, only one hand. I hate show-offs. He's hanging by his ears. And this is pretty neat because Odie has, like, those very large, odd ears. Oh, looks like there's a break right now. So some of you are not seeing this right now, but I'm going to keep on going. And the other joke, of course, being that... Oh, we're sharing options. Go away. The other joke being here that Garfield says he hates show-offs, but he was just showing off. Also, what is the big deal with no feet? Do you normally use monkey bars with feet? Because I don't think you do. Alright. Let's move on. One more comic down. Alright, brand new comic here. The green flag drops and the race is on. Leading in the pack is the great Enzio Bodon. Enzio Bodon makes a unscheduled pit stop. Now, in Garfield's defense, I mean, I know he didn't look forward and he wasn't paying attention and that kind of stuff. In Garfield's defense, who plants a tree or puts a slide right in front of a tree like that? That's kind of like, he can't be the only one to have hit into that. I'm gonna guess that's what all the comments are saying here. Not a very safe slide. What is a tree doing smack? Yeah, so... yeah. No one's being like, this is Garfield's fault. Everyone's very much of the opinion that this tree is poorly placed, or that slide is poorly placed in relation to the tree. Because granted, looking at the size of that tree, the slide was not there first. The tree was there first. The slide was put in front of the tree. Alright. So, you know, funny visual, Garfield smacking into a tree. It's just not something that happens. It just doesn't happen. I don't believe it. Alright. Next comic. We're continuing this playground theme. Gee, I love playgrounds. I remember how much fun monkey bars were when I was a kid. I guess you can't go back. Yep, good visual there. Garfield being too fat for the monkey bars. They gave in under his weight. Classic Garfield fat joke. And then Garfield with the witty one-liner. Lay off the lasagna, Garf. Exactly! Exactly. And then, yeah, he just has something witty to say about the situation. So, pretty good. This one is a pretty good Garfield comic. Alright. We have less than 5 minutes left in Stream Raiders, so people should probably be at the point where they're placing their last units now. I will say we have a lot more units this time around, so maybe I'll have to pick harder missions. Odie, I need your help. Let's play on the teeter-totter. I could just cry. Oh, man. This is a good one. When they do Odie's stupidity well, it is done very well, and this is one of those those good examples. And this is Garfield, like, actually reaching out an olive branch to Odie. Being like, I'm gonna be nice. Odie, I want to play with you. I want to be your friend. Let's play a game together. And of course, it just backfires on Garfield. It didn't even backfire on Garfield. He's just kind of annoyed by it, but yeah. Let's go on. And we have another Sunday Garfield. Garfield using sunglasses to sleep in the header. Now we see he's sleeping up. Wake up, Garfield. I want you to see the sunrise. A sunrise? Me? That's unnatural. It's about time you saw a sunrise. Then take a picture. Where's your sense of adventure? If it's before breakfast, I'm not interested. It's an emotional experience. You'll never forget. I know I saw one once in a movie. I'll tell you what, if you go outside there peacefully, I'll never ask you to see a sunrise again. Agreed. Rats. I'm all choked up. Let's go in. There's several questions about this that you can kind of ask. Like, why didn't John think about looking outside? Or how did he not know that it was raining beforehand? What a beautiful sunrise. Exactly. Or there's also the question of why this header has like a nice big sunrise in it when that's not the situation that's going on at all. Also, why is this so important to John? And why did Garfield actually step outside? Oh, well, he had to agree to go outside peacefully so that this would never happen again. So, there's many questions here. But we don't have time to answer those because we have Stream Raiders going on, so there's 15 seconds left for you to place your units. Let's go over to the screen and get ready for then. Oh boy, look at all that! Thank you very much to This Is Me Gaming, Ali, Jesse Stein, Trustopity, and Nixel Shadowfox. Thank you all very much for your units. We have some some people are just starting, but we do have some flag bearers up there, so yeah. Let's go ahead and start. This should be pretty easy. Again, we won the last fight with only one unit exploding off. Alright, that mushroom man died. We have 2 units left. We have 1 unit left, and it's the big plant guy. Alright. Hype in the chat! So that is 2 battles won. We're going to open the captain chests. 1 viewer gets a scroll, and 1 viewer gets the gold. I'm gonna give this. Okay, so we have the most kills from This Is Me Gaming, and we have an epic kill from Jess Stein, or Steed, I suppose. So we're gonna give them that, and we're gonna grant these rewards. Actually, let's change this pod a bit here. Oh, no. There we go. I'll only get 10 coins, you folks get 4 each. Because you folks definitely did more than I did this time. Alright. Let's go ahead and... yeah, I'll take that. Let's go ahead and start the next one. Well, we've been owning at the level 1, so I think it's time for level 2. So this is a moderate level, and we get a silver chest. Oh, I can't go there yet. I have to do this one first. Well, we're gonna own this one. We know that much. Alright. Let's start over on this side. And I'll support with an archer. Alright. No. Let's mark all those as the area we want to go. That should be good. Oh, we have This Is Me Gaming already planning a backstrike with the Buster. Yeah, that could be good. You could take out this guy right away. And Ali here with a flag bearer. The problem is you want flag bearers close to other units, so... I'm just going to go here, check my quests. Yeah, those aren't going great. Oh, wait. Collect. Yeah, I got some warrior scrolls and stuff like that. So basically what happens is like... oh, you have to place tanks. You'll collect things and then you can go here and you can be like, oh, yeah, there. And then you can buy things in the store. Let's see what we have for scrolls. Oh, I could buy some scrolls. Let's buy a healer. There we go. There we go. So, maybe next round I'll put a healer out on the field. Who knows? But in the meantime... we're going to read some more Garfs. Oh, we have a fairy. That's a nice support unit there. We have another archer from Nixel. All right, so things are already getting off to a good start. Again, this is a level 1 difficulty, so I have no doubt in my mind we're going to beat it. Let's go back to Garfield. All right. It's another Garfield Red. Let's go. Oops. Oh no, my best China! Look on the bright side, John. Your 60-piece set is now a 3,000-piece set. And John looking not impressed there. I feel like this isn't a Garfield original joke. I feel like this is an old schoolyard joke of like someone breaking their their parents' china or something like that. I feel like this is something that was done before Garfield, and Garfield just took it and was like, yep, gonna use that for a comic. But I have no proof of it, so maybe not. Alright, next one. Garfield, there are cat hairs all over this place. Yes, isn't it wonderful? They are like family. Yuck! I almost swallowed this one. Oh no! Billy, speak to me. Are you alright? So, see, he says it's like family, and then he's freaking out because it's as if a family member almost died. And again, this is trying to go with the relatable pet owner humor. We got John, who's talking about how there's cat hair all over the place. Gus, my foster cat, just perked up. I think he understands I'm talking about cats and cat ownership. Once again, we have a Garfield comic where he's like sitting, not standing exactly on 2 feet, but he is on 2 feet. Read any good Garfs lately? In fact, we have seen a few really good Garfs. Phil, thank you for stopping by. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a nice day. If you're interested, we're also playing Stream Raiders. You can join in by going at the website. Nope, let me hide the tab. You're doing good, thank you. Glad to hear it. Alright. We're doing this game here, Stream Raiders. You can join in, place your unit. It is free to join. Also on the topic of the Garfs, the price for redeeming a Garfield comic has been reduced to 200 points today, and also may be redeemed every 5 minutes. So hopefully we'll be able to jump around, see some people's selected Garfs, that kind of stuff. In the meantime, I just pick random dates and read a couple of weeks worth from there and then go on. Speaking of which, let's read another one. Garfield! What did you do to my fern? I pruned it. Not much of this one. Garfield did something bad, and he has a witty response to doing something bad. It's kind of a telegraphed setup there. What did you do to my fern? Of course, Garfield's gonna have a witty reply to that. This is one of those comics where you don't need the first 2 panels. If you just had the last panel, I think people would still get the joke. You'd know what the setup was beforehand. All right. Next comic. Garfield, you act like you own this house. I do. What's this? A deed? This is a forgery. I'll see you in court. Is it just me or December 2nd, 1985 or 95? 1995. All right. Is it just me, or is that hand backwards on Garfield? Sorry, I'm gonna zoom in, so it might be a little wonky here. Zooming in did not help. No, that is clearly, the hand is backwards on Garfield in the 3rd panel. Let's see. Nice one, Garfield. Garfield is evil. Yeah, no one's mentioning it, but that is a right hand on Garfield's left side. Disappointed. All right, so we have a redemption for a comic from Nixel, who wants to see December 2nd of 1995. We were in 96 earlier. So now we go to 95. We're starting with Saturday. Oh. Got a switch here. Nixel, is that your birthday? That sounds like it could be right. I don't remember exactly when your birthday is, but it sounds close. Oh. The milk has gone bad. How do I know, you ask? The fact that it's getting there without a glass, that it's sitting there without a glass is a clue. Ah, so Allie got a birthday strip read and was hoping Nixel was the same thing. Not much in terms of art for this one. And it's kind of like I said earlier, the old joke of the coffee is strong. You know, this one's the milk is bad. How do I know? All right. But it does make for an interesting, like, read-through in retrospective when you realize that that is milk without a glass and it's just a solid chunk. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. The milk just sitting there without a glass. It's good. All right, let's go on. We still have 20 minutes left in Stream Raiders if people want to place or even just start joining. How many units Wow! We already have 12 units put on in the first 10 minutes, so we are starting to ramp up. And now we have a Sunday Garfield to read. We have Odie standing on the edge of a table. Well, I feel like we know exactly where this is headed. It doesn't take a person who's read 36 Garfield comics today to know where this one. Hey! Thank you for the epic rogue, Blake. Have a puffy taco. I don't know what that means. No. Sorry, my mic is falling there, so you might hear me bump it a few times. There we go. As I adjust it so that it just started drooping on me. All right. So Odie is standing on the edge of a table. Garfield sees him, winds up for a kick, and Odie, instead of getting kicked, just jumps off and crashes, much to Garfield's shock. I really enjoy this pose in panel, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the 6th panel, Garfield with his stretched and out leg and looking over the table. And then Garfield just says, dogs. Both in that Odie ruined his fun, but also Odie still got hurt. Check my Discord. Yeah, I will check my Discord right now. Ooh! I mean, that looks good. Nice. I mean, I think mentioning my Discord is a good time to promote it. This is just a day of chilling, self-promotion, and community for me, so if you want to see Nixel's taco, you can go ahead and join my Discord. They put it under the pics tab, so just go look there for the picture of food, which is where pictures of food should go. Anyways, another... Oh! we have December 21st. You folks are asking for a lot of December issues. If it's a day of self-promotion, it's a day for my self-promotion, I should specify. But, Nixel, you're always, I think you're always promoted in the shoutouts tab underneath my thing anyways, so I'll never tell people to not go to you. That's weird. I guess I should say I would always tell people to go see Nixel. They do good stuff. So here we have December 21st. Santa, you shaved your beard and put on more weight and lost your sense of humor. Christmas scarf. How marketable. I mean, that's like, as if there weren't Christmas scarves before this. I assure you there were. To be fair, to be perfectly frank, John deserves this one. Sorry. John deserves this one. Because I will tell you, just saying, hey, you put on weight and poking someone in their stomach? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of an invasion of personal space and very rude to do. So come on, John, get with the program. All right. Next one. Okay, that was gross. John, why are you just sitting in your house underneath a mistletoe? I have a lot of questions about this. He's just standing there, like, there might have been a comic, there might have been, like, a funnier setup if, like, there was no mistletoe and we saw, like, Garfield's hand reach from off screen and set it up and then run in and give John a kiss or something like that. But the fact that John's just sitting there drinking coffee underneath his mistletoe for no reason. And I think the implication is because Garfield is eating a melty ice cream that it gets all over John's face as well, and it's sticky and stuff like that. Not sure I really believe it, but whatever. What's with the ice cream? I think it's just supposed to make it the scene grosser. But also, he's eating ice cream December 22nd. Although, I would eat ice cream. I would eat ice cream. I'm sure I have eaten ice cream this late into the winter as well. Alright. Next, Garf. Ho ho. Ho ho ho. I'm Spider Claus. I hope you get underwear. Again, this is one I don't know how I feel. First off, is Spider Claus a good enough play on words? I don't think so. Because Spider doesn't sound like Santa. It just starts with the same letter. And then, of course, Garfield was going to crush it. And I hope you get underwear. I mean, I guess for Garfield, that is pretty bad because he doesn't wear clothes at all. So him getting underwear would be a pretty useless gift, but... You know, it could be... You could stretch that joke to something worse than underwear. I don't know. I don't think this is a funny one. Alright. Well, let's move on. Nobody can sleep on Christmas Eve. Oh, it is a Christmas Eve comic. Nobody! Yep. So Odie's excited about Christmas Eve. Meanwhile, John can't sleep just because Odie is excited about Christmas Eve. And we have... Yeah. We now get on to a Christmas comic. December 25th, 2011. Garfield. Alright, so Garfield, we have stockings. The first 6 of which are for characters from Garfield Comics. Then they gave up on the last 2. Alright. Garfield is walking in the snow. This feels very, Peanuts Charlie Brown reminiscent of him walking outside in the snow. Then he comes up to a snowman and he just stops. Then he goes away. He rolls up a snowball, pats it down, pack, pack, pack. He made a snow gift for the snowman. Merry Christmas. I think Gus liked it. I think my cat liked it. My foster kitty liked it. Indeed. Alright. Not much to this one. This is just kind of a, this is another wholesome Garf. Another one trying to be cute and nice and all that kind of stuff. So. Not gonna say much about that. Except that is another Garf down. Run, Liz! Run while you still can! New sweater! Run, Odie! Entertaining. A joke on the ugly sweaters. Of course, John likes odd things. He doesn't have the good fashion sense, so... Now, who do you think got him that sweater? Because obviously we know it's not Garfield or Liz or Odie. Opinions on Liz? Liz is a good character. Like with a lot of people, it just existing in the Garfield comic in general, she was much better in the past when she just wouldn't put up with John's crap. It was like a foil to him trying to date her and stuff like that. But the fact that, yeah, that now she's dating John just made her a lot blander. Like she's has a lot less edge to her. Alright, let's mark that as another comic read. And go on. Garfield, I've made a resolution. No more thumb sucking. Except during scary movies. That goes without saying. So I'm aware that a big part of the joke of the Garfield comics is, you know, John is a loser. But he never gave me the appearance of a thumb sucker. And I guess I should walk that back a bit. If you're someone who in your adulthood sucks their thumb, you know, that's perfectly fine. The implication of the comic is that people who suck thumbs are losers. That's what I think they're trying to say here. And I know that's probably an implication from like a lot of society as well. So I'm not gonna pass judgment on you if you suck your thumb. But have we seen that implication from John before? That is something he does? Because I don't think so, because normally we see him sleeping when Garfield's about to wake up, and he's sleeping very neutrally, just kind of in bed with his arms either holding up the blanket or just underneath. Also, Garfield doesn't move at all in this one. In all 3 panels. His expression doesn't change. There's nothing. It's just copied from one to the other. Alright. Let's go. Any New Year's resolutions, Garfield? To stop eating junk food, and to exercise every day, and to curb my incessant lying. Why did Liz ask a question and then just leave? I guess maybe she was curious about just sparking up a conversation or getting the first half of an answer from Garfield. But she has to know Garfield at this point. She's been her vet. She's been his vet for several years. And even before then, and now she has to know him more intimately now that she's married to John. And then Garfield waited. Yeah, okay, that's fair. So Garfield said an answer that pleased Liz, and then she left, and then he finished his answer to just the audience. But, like, she had to know that stop eating junk food and exercise every day was not going to happen with Garfield. That's just not a Garfield thing to do. Alright, let's go on. Any New Year's resolution, Spider? To think before I speak. Fatso. Blew it already, didn't you, Bob? Go bite a Black Widow, Larry. Again, what is with everyone in this comic thinking it's okay to just go up to fat people and insult them for being fat? What is... Because we read a comic earlier of John just saying Garfield gained weight and just, like, started poking him. And in this one, the Spider, for, like, no reason, just insults Garfield. So, you know, there's the whole violence is never the answer thing, but in the Garfield world, are you really surprised that a Spider would get squished for his comment there? I can't say I'm surprised at how the situation worked out. We've got 3.5 minutes before Stream Raiders, the next round begins, so go ahead, get your units placed. Yeah. Making any New Year's resolutions, Garfield? Yep. Same one I make every year. Not to mess with perfection. Garfield? What do you mean, not mess with perfection? Just 2 comics ago, you were talking about how you were an incessant liar. But now you're saying you're perfect? I feel like that's a contradiction there. It's almost like there's no continuity between these comics sometimes. Also, we have another example of someone asking Garfield for a resolution. It's almost like he's lying about being perfect. Oh, maybe they were thinking a bit ahead on me there, 4th dimensionally. We have another comic of someone entering the scene, asking Garfield if he has a resolution. Garfield providing half of the answer, and then finishing that answer when someone leaves the room. So this might have been like a first draft of the other comic. Who knows? December 31st, 2011. Happy New Year! Woohoo! Oh, that explains the hats. So Garfield didn't know it was New Year's Eve until he was told. Yeah, this one just... I get that it's supposed to be anti-humor, but no, it's just... This one falls flat for me. It's not even like John is doing something lame or anything like that. He's celebrating New Year's Eve, which is something a lot of people commonly do. Yeah, nope. Don't like this one. Don't like this one. Let's get one more Garfield comic in before Scream Raiders finishes up. And it's a Sunday comic. Oh, there's a scale. Hey there, guy. Hi, boy. Howdy do. It's lonely being a scale on New Year's Day. Again, is that true, though? 'Cause on New Year's Day, when people are doing their resolution to lose weight, don't everyone weigh themselves to see how much they want to lose? I feel like being a scale on New Year's Day is the day you're the busiest, isn't it? Am I incorrect in that assumption? Oh, and then we have that or the toilet. Hey, we have Stream Raiders all done. That was another half hour. We have a whopping 34 units placed. So let's go ahead and get over to that screen and start the fight. All right. So we have some units over here planning a back strike. Probably good. We'll squish them in. We have some units down here preparing to join up over here where we have the main. How many Garfs have we read? Just under 50. We're at 49. All right. So let's go ahead and start this battle. We have a lot more enemy units this time around. So let's see how long this will take. All right, 8 enemies. All right. Oh, Blake's epic unit completely ditched the boss fight. Went on to join the others. Now was going back to help out. All right. There we go. Hype in the chat. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Blake, aka This Is Beginning, Pi Blazar, Justeed, Mrs. Sack, God, aka Phil, Trustipity, me, Ali, Nixel, and Faye Warren. Let's go ahead and open that chest. Alright. Well, Blake, since you got the most kills and the epic kill, you're definitely getting that chest. And because Mrs. Sack got the most assist, she can get the the coins. So let's go ahead and grant those rewards. All right. And we go back to the maps. Do I have any quests done? Yeah, purchase a scroll. Let's go ahead and collect that. Alright. Don't know how to do duels or anything. Maybe I'll figure that out later. And anyways, let's go back to the campaign. Oh! Apparently I can collect Battle Pass rewards because I'm a leader? I got the bronze, dark heart bronze badge. So once you've collected scrolls for units, not only do you get to buy them, but you can also upgrade them. There we go. Upgraded my warrior quite a bit. It's now at level 4. Alright. And for one of my quests, I need to place 5 tanks, was it? 3 tanks. So I'm going to be placing a tank in this next one. We're, of course, doing a level 2 difficulty, since we've been so good at taking them on. Oh, where are we going to set up? I think up here? Up here seems like a good place. So from here, we can take on this little army, then move downwards some more, take on that army, and then move on to the other one over there, so. This is what I think the best plan is. Now, I might be completely full of crap. I might not know what I'm doing and be selecting a completely crap plan, but I'm hoping it works out right. Either way, we have 29 minutes, roughly, to place the units. We are going to be taking a midstream break in about 10 minutes there, so it'll probably be the first thing we do once we get back from the midstream break. Let's read another Garf. This will be number 50. I seek truth, but a cookie will do. This one says very, like, internet culture-y to me. It feels like a motivational poster back when those were popular in, like, what, 2008? Like, you'd see like, the big caption would say, I seek truth. And then it would be underneath a cookie would do, and it would have a picture of, like, I don't know, a Buddhist monk with their hand in a cookie jar or something like that. That someone drew or something like that. It feels very much like that is what I'm saying. Alright. Let's keep on reading. That was 50, so maybe I think we'll get to 100 by the end of this stream. Who knows? Garfield comes in, hugs John. Don't ever change, John. Want to look like a winner? Hang around a loser. Yeah. Again, one of those pieces of, like, sarcastic wisdom that you'd expect from Garfield. But I'm sure that in various comics, he's said that he wants John to change and not be a loser, so again, kind of contradicts the Garfield canon, doesn't it? Alright. Next comic. Is that to have a drink of water? Of course, reading a bunch of comics does work on your voice a bit. Liz just sitting there, Garfield staring at her. It's nice to be stared at by you, Garfield. That's a hard sentence to read. It's nice to be stared at by you, Garfield. Finally, someone gets it. I guess it's a privilege for someone to be stared at by Garfield. Let's read one more comic, and then I'll select a random date. Actually, there's a random button right here I could just press, so I'll do that for after the next one. Because we spent a lot of time in January of 2012. Or, sorry, December of 2011, then January of 2012. Alright. Odie, I would like to speak seriously to you. But that would be impossible. Okay. So the dialogue, yes. Classic Garf. Sarcastic answer. Dissing the other person. However, look at all three of these panels. There is no change in Garfield and Odie's position. The only change there is in the saliva drops coming off of Odie's tongue. If there is another difference except for the thought balloons and the words and the saliva, then I do not see it. Alright. Yeah, almost had a complete copy-paste job. And in 2011, that would have been very possible. Maybe this was like a Christmas break type comic. So maybe someone was like, it's Christmas time, I'm just gonna copy and paste the same 3 panels up to and including Odie's pupils that don't quite look properly aligned. It kind of looks like he's staring right at his nose. He looks a little cross-eyed. Alright, let's hit random and see what I get here. We are going to October 13th, 1992. Alright. Okay, mouse. This is it. Crash! So, the mouse has a door and a window, and he is crashing a mouse-sized potted plant onto Garfield's head. You know, there's an odd implication of Garfield hunting these mice that are clearly very intelligent. That, you know, both set up architecture in that they're making windows, but also gardening with the potted plants and that kind of stuff. Alright. Let's go on. Next comic. I'll show those stupid mice. What's the password? Iggy sent me. Sorry, that was last week's password. Okay, so there's a bit of karma there. Garfield, of course, saying he'll show those stupid mice, but the mice were smart. In fact, they outsmarted him quite easily. It's interesting that they included a trapdoor big enough for Garfield. So they were expecting Garfield to try this. So that's a trap meant for him. And only him. But I guess in that house, who else would be trying to sneak in and catch them? Next up. Duplex. This comic is one word. 2 of the panels, the first and the last, are almost the same. Except with Garfield looking forward. This is trying for a funny visual, like, hey, it's a duplex mouse apartment. I don't know what to say about this one. It's just... It's there. No, I don't like it. Let's go on to the next one. I don't want to look at this one any further. Okay, so we have a up arrow as a whole. And a mice comes along, and it is made for the triangularly shaped cheese. Yeah? This one, upvote for this comic. Exactly. That's what the arrow's for. Upvote for this comic. This one, I like a lot better than the last one. This one has a visual gag, and it works. Because you see it at first, you're wondering what's that about, and then it is explained to you, it is shown, not told. Which is very nice. Yeah, this is the last comic. This is this duplex comic done correctly. Alright, let's read one more comic and then we'll go to the midstream break. Oh, Garfield's taking the chair. He looks behind him. Sorry, were you using that chair? Yeah? Garfield's self-centered? I don't know if the implication... Because we don't see a whump. Or, like, the implication that John is falling there. It could be that the implication is supposed to be that Garfield took the chair right from under John. And that's a possibility. Because we've seen Garfield display, like, amazing feats of strength before. So, who knows? Maybe that is what happened. Maybe it's not. Maybe they just didn't feel like including a whomp or thump sound because they thought it would be too violent or something like that. But I feel like the implication is supposed to be that he fell back because he was expecting to sit down and Garfield took the chair away. So, good comic. Could be improved. Alright. And we're going to call it there for the first half of this stream. We're going to redeem the hydrate and stretch break. And take a little pause. With about 18 minutes left to go for Stream Raiders. That'll give you time to place units. And once we get back, it'll be the perfect time to go on and do it. Well, yeah, let's go to break.